Hello, everyone. Welcome to American Shade. It's Brittany King, your hosting girl, and today we have a special episode. We have an episode dedicated to my least favorite app. Yes, Twitter. I cannot stand that little blue bird. I can't, but I'm still on there. But Twitter is a place where it's basically synonymous with fighting at this point. Like, you go on and you know what you're in for. You're either going to be a part of Twitter beefs or you're going to see 1,000 of them. So yeah, that's why I literally cannot stand Twitter. And the thing is that's sad about Twitter is, like, some days, and actually not even some days, it's great in ways where it can connect you with people you might not otherwise have ever met or connected with, which is really cool, and that's happened. But also I found that sometimes I find myself muting people a lot. And if you don't know what that is, it's like, it's not blocking someone, but it's just muting them and they don't even know they're muted by you. But I do that to preserve the relationship I have with that person, because I'm like, I like you better offline, or I like you better in the conversation we've had, but your Twitter persona, you're killing me, Smalls. You are killing me. So I mute people because I love them. So you're welcome. But anyway, this video is about the top 5 reasons why I think people fight on Twitter. And here we go. The first one, I tweeted out this on September 21st. Crap, no. Let me start over. I tweeted this out on September 29th in 2021. Yes. And I said, those who can easily attack 100 strangers online are hungry for 100 distractions to occupy them from their one opponent, themselves. This got a lot of tweets. This got a lot of shares. And some people were like, that's my aha moment. Like, that's what I've been thinking, but I haven't been able to say it like that. Why I tweeted this out, which this is like probably one of the number one reasons why people fight in general. But I think people, and I can tell, especially when people like try to come at me, I'm just like, don't even try it. Just kidding, just kidding. I'm a pacifist, really. But people fight a lot, especially these people that get into Twitter beefs with 50 people at once. I'm like, how isn't your like blood pressure up? How aren't you like ridden with anxiety and just annoyance and anger? Like, why are you fighting with so many people? And how do you have time, dude? Like, do you have a 9 to 5 or something to do? But I see so many people fighting with so many people online, and I'm like, maybe this is actually better for them than their actual life. Maybe they rather fight with these 5 people because they rather not, face what's going on in their family with the 5 people living there, or face what's going on with their marriage with their wife or husband, that their marriage might be going, awry, and it may be going down the tubes. And instead of doing that, I'm going to pick a fight with Tom or Mary on Twitter, and then really kind of spew out what I really feel about my wife in ways, and under the disguise of this political beef I'm having with this person, or, this social issue I don't agree with. It's not about the social issue or the political division. It's actually the fact that I will not face my wife or husband about the things that's bothering me. So I'm going to bother you. Like, I'm going to fight with you because I need you to distract me from my life. And that's what I feel like people do. That's why I will never get in a Twitter beef. One, it ain't fair because I'm going to win. So let's just kidding. I say just kidding a lot when I'm kind of not kidding, but just eases things, disarms people. Where was I? Oh yeah, I am not going to ever get in Twitter beefs. I will be like, hey, if you want to talk to me like on the phone or like on a podcast or just in a Zoom, that's fine. I'm not going to go back and forth with you. Now, there's been one time that I have, no, it's been a couple times where I have, so I've had Twitter for a long time, but it's usually have to do with something where you're like going below the belt, and nah, that's not going to happen. But if you're trying to debate an idea I have, and it's not even in good faith, it's like kind of hard to debate someone in good faith on Twitter, because you never know what their intentions really are. You just never know. And usually that person isn't doing it in good faith. They're doing it to win because they know a lot of their following, and your following is they're watching. I mean, it's very easy to watch or discover that someone's in a beef, because if you see them tweeting, it gets on your page or your feed, and then you see it, and then you might get engaged with it, and you're seeing everything that they are, tweeting, and people might feel like, oh, I gotta hold my own because there's so many people watching. And even if, and I've seen people flub so hard to where they almost make the point for the other person why they are wrong. And instead of just being like, yo, you kind of got me, like, I'm tripping, like, I actually am not correct in this, they will keep going. And it's not because, at that point, it's not because they believe what they believe, it's because of their ego. It's like, no, there's too many people watching and I can't. So I believe that tweet rings true. And I think that is like the number one reason why people fight. I'm going to go through 4 more, but tell me what you're thinking right now in the comments. Do you think that that's it? That people are, when you get to brass tacks, I'm talking about, yes, you can say it's this reason, this reason, this reason, but brass tacks, do you think we all fight because we're trying to distract ourselves from our reality? And online reality might be easier because maybe it's a little bit not real, but it is real. Let me know what you think. So my next tweet was on November 13th, 2021 at 3:12 p.m. And I said, many people inversely exercise the golden rule. They do not love themselves, therefore they treat you how they see themselves. I think this is so true. I can base this on conversations I've had with people who disagree with me, and realizing that their disagreement with me is almost like I'm in place of someone else or something else. But in regards to the golden rule, people say, treat people how you want to be treated. The thing is, people are treating you how they treat themselves. If people are always, if that one person, even if offline, just in general, if that one person is always negative and always negative with you and always trying to pick a fight and always in drama, it's probably because that person does not have much pride or dignity in themselves or integrity in themselves. If they're always picking a fight at you and just spewing out hate, it's because that is probably how they feel about themselves. And, a lot of people will ask me how I'm so chill. The thing is I am chill, right? But you're getting the persona of me online and YouTube. Like, of course, I'm going to not be like, knock if you buck on here. Not to say I do that offline, but I'm a very direct person. And I am not afraid of confrontation at all. But because I know I can defend myself, I don't get intimidated by people. And that's not to be all boastful. That's not even boastful. And it's funny because my friend, he does martial arts. Well, he owns a martial arts gym and he's been doing it for 30 years, black belt. Hey, David, what's up? But funny. But he was telling me how, and I know about this a little bit because I really love Bruce Lee, and that he was one of the greatest fighters of all time, but didn't need to feel the need to flex it, right? He just knew he could fight. And that just makes you more calm. And that is what my friend David told me. Like, I don't hardly get in fights, but I know I can defend myself and I can ease and calm down a situation because I don't want to exercise my power on this person that doesn't understand that getting in a fight with me is not going to end well. Like, I actually want to make it so that we both walk away unscathed. Like, I don't want to hurt someone. I don't want to harm someone, but he's such a calm person and never really high stress just because he has such a peace about himself, confronting people with arguments. If need be, I can defend myself. No problem. I really can. And I'm not afraid to do it. But I like to rather get to the meaning and the root of why this person is trying to do something, if there's chance for that. And usually that person is going through so much in their life to where, and I can usually see it. I can just sense it. Like, I'm just like, man, this is not about me. Like, they are they're projecting whatever they feel or whatever they're dealing with on me. People are reflecting how they feel about themselves. And I think if more people think about that, and it's hard to be courteous to someone else's feelings that's not doing that for you. But if you can just think, if this person does not know me and they're going after me so hard, why are they doing this? And it's not you. It's usually them and what they're dealing with. So I try to have some of that empathy there as much as I can, because people will say crazy things to me. And I'm like, the fact that you're saying this crazy thing, I know this isn't about me. You needed to let off some steam or something. And plus, I'm not going to respond because, baby, nope. Okay, number 3. So, I wrote this. I wrote this year, January 30th, 2022 at 1:42 p.m. I said, some individuals want online apologies for frivolous things by random people because they haven't received meaningful apologies for specific things by those they love most. I do believe this. I think like these people that want online apologies, they want public apologies from celebrities or just from you, or even just locally, like just your friend group. These online apologies are more pervasive. One, because social media and this digital age, yes. But the more people are dealing with and harboring and not dealing with in the reality and taking everything online, it's like people aren't getting what they want in real life. So they go online to get that thing. I think it goes for online apologies. People want people to say sorry to them because they're not hearing sorry for real things that are close to the heart, close to home, in their home, with people they love, with people they know. And so when I see all these people going after celebrities and like, apologize for this, apologize for that, or even wanting people they don't know to apologize for all these things, it's almost like they're crying out, like that's a disguise them crying out, like, I didn't get these apologies from my dad or my grandpa or my grandma or my sister or my best friend. You got to say sorry to me. I got to hear sorry somehow. Like I got to have someone, excuse me, I got to have someone acknowledge my pain and acknowledge how I feel. So I'm going to just jump on this bandwagon of like all of these people, 50,000 people going after this celebrity saying, apologize, because I really want my dad to apologize for me in real life. And that's not going to happen. So I'm going to go after so-and-so, because this makes no sense. It's like, why do you want someone that you've never heard of, like, but doesn't know you, doesn't see you in the sea of millions of people calling for you to apologize, and you're on it like that's someone that, like, that's your dad, like that's someone that really matters in your life, or that this little matter that went on, and sometimes it's not a little matter, sometimes it's a huge matter, so I don't want to belittle any of that. And sometimes people need to apologize. That's another video. I'm talking about the people that say they're offended online a lot with things that really, in the scale of everything, aren't a big deal, but it is to them because it's not even that. It's like something else I'm just not getting. And you have to give this to me. You have to acknowledge pain, my pain. Even though you don't know you're acknowledging my pain, I'm utilizing that apology for something I'm never going to get, or that I feel like I haven't received yet. And again, this helps with empathy with people, exercising empathy. And I'm not acting like the empathy guru. I do cringe when people say they're empaths. So I'm not saying I am one. I honestly can say the only reason why I have these interpretations is because of my faith. Because the old Brittany didn't have these type of interpretations at all. And I'm just talking about old Brittany. It has nothing to do with political or anything like that. I'm talking about just old Brittany, like spiritually. Because I had no spirituality at all. And you know my story about my past. And if you don't know, I will link that below. Or I'll just show a thumbnail so you can understand that. Which I'll be 8 years sober. February 16th. So that's dope. But yeah, I think no, I don't think, I know my faith helps me with this, because I wouldn't come up with this on my own, because I used to not be this compassionate. I always was compassionate people, because I always just knew, I'm like, if I'm going through something, someone else is. I always felt that all the time. But with addiction, it's another story. I'm not getting into that. So I'm going to move on to number 2. Whoa, this is a sermon. Okay, number 2, I wrote this November 28th, 2021, 2:15 p.m. I said, I don't know who needs to hear this, but read the whole article, not just an excerpt. Listen to the whole conversation, not just the mini clip. Let me say that one more time for those in the back. Let me just say that one. I don't know who needs to hear this, but read the whole article, not just an excerpt. Listen to the whole conversation, not just a mini clip. My God. So I wrote this because, why else? I think when I look at this date, I wrote this because of a lot of things, but it was a response of an article I was actually writing during that time called Banning Voices Bans Freedom of Speech. And I was talking about Toni Morrison. And this is an essay in defense of Toni Morrison, The Bluest Eye, specifically that book. And if you don't know, I'm going to have a video on Toni Morrison soon. And also I talked with Kimmy Katiti about Toni Morrison. She invited me on her channel because I don't think she has read it, but she heard me talking about it in conversation with her like last year sometime. And when she heard like this controversy going around with Bluest Eye, she wanted to reach out and like, hey, what's going on? Like, I know you love her, you have understanding. And she did exactly what I'm saying people to do. She didn't just think like, okay, I heard this one little story or this, so I'm going to believe this about this book. Now she's like, you know what? I'm going to go to Brittany and ask her about this book and have a conversation about it and talk about it. But anyway, I wrote this tweet because of that piece, I believe. And it's because there was a superintendent in Virginia who wrote a letter to the school board there and said that The Bluest Eye was basically porn, that it was a pornographic novel, and it was a big hoorah. It was on a list of 850 books as well that they wanted to ban and remove. And when they asked her more questions about it, she said, oh, well, I didn't read it, but I heard from so-and-so that this is in there. Yeah. So-and-so and so-and-so is not research, honey. That's like what's going on now. People just read an excerpt and think they read the whole book or the whole article and then go off that. Or someone sends them, a little piece of something and they're like, that's what this is about. Oh my gosh. And it could be like completely out of context. Usually it always is. Or a little mini clip of something. And then someone thinking like they have the whole idea of someone and they have no idea who this person is. So this is why people fight on Twitter also. They are misinformed. They do not have all the facts. And some people don't want the facts. Some people like it just to have, cherry pick things to serve their narrative. Like it's inconvenient to read the whole thing because maybe this person or this subject isn't feeding the thing you want to be fed in order for you to continue to believe how you want. So people take things because it's like, okay, this serves a purpose, but reading the whole thing and then actually maybe seeing that this person or, this organization or et cetera, might have some objectivity that I need to consider. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to piece what I need out and I'm going to throw the rest away. That's why people be fighting on Twitter. And that's just in life, right? Even in life, people maybe not knowing who you are and then they just heard from one person, well, this person did this. And then they're like, oh, they're horrible. And then you meet them and you're like, this person is the antithesis of what I thought. Like this person is rad. And you might become best friends with that person. But you would have never known that if you would have listened to the little person or the birdie that told you what to think about someone. No, find out for yourself. And they still might suck. That's the thing. They still might suck. But at least you know they suck, not because I almost have saying suck. Okay, anyway, let's go to the last one. So this one I wrote December 12th, 2021. I said being part of a group isn't bad. It's when a group requires you to negate yourself and believe an assortment of ideas in order to be in the group. So I wrote this, I don't know if this is during that time I was writing and doing that video on narratives. If you didn't see it, I did a video on Will Smith and Daryl Davis and pop culture and stuff, talking about how the power of narrative and how your narrative, a narrative, like the thing that, is a chronicles of our life as human beings individually, is not bad. I mean, it's literally, we each are a narrative and we give that to the world. But the narrative, the narrative that is like set rules, set beliefs, set guidelines, set principles, and that you have to replace your brain with the group's ideas. And you don't get any say. Like, you have to believe in these rules. That's when being a part of a group is bad. But if you're just a part of a group, let's just say you're a part of a group that likes hip hop, you're a part of a group that likes rock, you're a part of the group that, digs the American shade, yo, what up? Like, that's not bad. It's not bad. It's like community. Community is something that humans gravitate towards, and that's what we do, and that's fine. Like, we like groups, we do this. You can be a part of different groups and multiple groups, and that's fine. But when you go on, like, let's say a YouTube channel, and they say, if you are on this channel, you have to think this way and say these things, or you're a part of this group, you have to think this way and say, that's when things get out of hand. And then on Twitter, people are so hardcore on teams and defend it in a way like they're literally at war with each other, literally at war. And I even get baffled because I'm like, do these people really believe in the thing they're saying? The way people are a part of their group on Twitter, you almost can't, there is no nuance there for you to be like, well, they have a point over there. You know what? You might have a point. Like, I might be wrong. Like, there's no space for that, because it's almost like, your other members are watching you in a sense. And if they see you agreeing with someone on the other side, they might toss you aside. I gotta say, the distraction one, I think that is the number one reason why I think people fight. People want to distract themselves from their reality. They want to distract themselves with what's really going on internally with themselves, with their life. And it's easier to fight with 100 people you do not know than fighting with one person you know and love. But also, when they close that laptop, they have to get back to their real life and the real issues and hardships and obstacles and things they are not confronting, and realize none of that they did on Twitter helped. And it might be addicting to them. It might help in the moment, where they're typing to Susan and being like, I hate you, Susan, when really they're like, I hate my wife, hope no one hates her wife. And that's what I think. If you think something different, that's fine. That's what I think. This is what I think, okay? But let me know what you think in the comment. Out of all of these sorry, I'm getting tired. But I'm curious, out of all of these tweeters, wow. Guys, I'm tired. Oh, hold on. It's late. Out of all of, it's past my bedtime. After all, okay, Brittany, chill. Malcolm, help me. Oh, I just hurt myself. Out of all these tweets, tell me the one that you think rings true more to you. Or if you don't think I had what you think makes everyone so divisive and polarized on Twitter or offline, I'm curious. And I just hope that, if you're on Twitter, maybe keep these in mind. And it is not easy. There's times where I'm literally in middle writing someone something where I'm like, oh, I got time today. Let me see. Oh yeah, I have time today. And then I realized, you know what? I really realized, I think about it. I'm like, one, how will this make me look? Two, do I really want to do this? Three, what are they going through? Because they're making me act the way they need me to act to serve a purpose for them. Because I didn't wake up wanting to fight with no one. They woke up wanting to fight with someone. And now I'm giving them what they want. Sometimes silence is the best revenge. It really is. Silence is the best revenge because people are looking for attention online. And when they don't get it, that's probably even more offensive to them. The fact that you don't even acknowledge them. And I've learned that. So I just give people the silent treatment. I'm over here living life. I'm over here, drinking my tea and coffee. Shout out to UK. A lot of people like that I drink tea. I love tea. I love tea. But anyway, you don't care about that. Let me just sign off right now. Thank you so much for watching American Shade. Thank you so much for tuning in. Share, comment, like, subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.
Hi, I'm Dave. Come with me. Let's go up Goliath. Gotta stay in the face of the faceless giant and make waves in the place that we ain't invited. Cause I don't buy it. I'm just trying to make my way, Lord. And I know all of my sins gotta be paid for. But Babylon turned me into one of the choose red and blue, still the same war. So what we do, is there a bigger picture? Everything gray. Shout out to King Talissa. We getting played in the game and I'm right there with you. Hoping the clout and the light's gonna make us richer. But I ain't tripping, been having visions. Our minds freed from all political prisons. The only mission is to redirect attention. Stay the about my mentions, cause you aggravate my tension and I don't give a